too much. Let me have a look. So the monthly candle last month had a nice green doji. Yeah, so we're basically in the wick of the previous month doji. It's been very bullish this month. Yeah, it's been very bullish. Basically, the whole month has been bullish. Look at that. So this weekly candle, I'm thinking if we close underneath this wick, that's not great. I almost think we need to get up now. We've come so far. I don't know why we haven't pushed the final push. Let me have a look. Nope. Get rid of this now. These. One. Oh, that's a really strong breakout. Got these. What's that? What is that? Oh, we're coming back into this bull market channel, this mid channel. I think we are coming into resistance shortly. Like we're almost back into this bull market midpoint. It's a higher time frame channel. It's good that we're back into it. I'm not going to say I like that. We're back into the channel. That's kind of what you need to see for continuation, but we have an untapped weekly level above us. Possibly if we squeeze up, there'll still be a short to be had higher up at 50,000 and 776. And then there's slightly above us, there's a swing failure as well. So I'm thinking actually, I'm still thinking short, but the question is, do you short now or do you short higher up? I mean, that's the question. Let me mark that. So we have two levels above us. Naked volume, we've passed all of these naked volumes now. Get rid of them. I'll probably redo the naked volumes tomorrow. Volume levels. We're above a previous range POC. So now that we're above the previous range point of control, and the VAH as well. What's that VAH? Must be the whole range, huh? Is it the whole range? Let me have a look. You see the whole lot. That's the point of control. We're above the point of control now. That's good. That's what you want to see. What's that VAH I have? Is it from the lows here? No, that's lowered down. Maybe from this. Maybe is it this? No. Don't know where I got that VAH from, actually. Oh, there it is. So from this rise, from this crop of consolidation to the rise, we're into the value area high now, into a higher time frame mid channel, just above the previous range point of control. Yeah, I mean, David is saying always higher unless sign of weakness, and that is correct. So I'm not seeing any weakness at the moment. I tried a short yesterday, it didn't work, got stopped out. It was a really small short just to try it out, just in case it started to reverse. A really tight stop though. I wasn't looking to risk much. Sometimes those shorts are pretty good and sometimes they're not. So we are forming, so if we're going to reverse now, then we're kind of potentially forming some kind of, you know, some kind of reversal pattern here. It won't conclude today. It could conclude tomorrow for a reversal. I think this is our range and we're above the value area high of this mini range here. I think if I go to these kind of mid time frame candles, I'll show you. So you can clearly see that on the 4-hour chart, you've got this expansion candle which is holding the price. You see that? See that candle's holding the price? So as far as I'm concerned, that's the range we're in. We're in this range here, where however far this goes, that's the range we're in. So you can just do a nice volume, an easy volume pull, just to see where we are, and we're just above the value area high. So I think the first sign of weakness will be to fall back into the range. But I don't think that's like a sign of weakness, because we're just still range bound. So I wouldn't call that as a sign of weakness. I just think that's a sign of lack of strength. Yeah, I wouldn't call it a sign of weakness. I'd call that a sign of lack of continuation. If we fall back into the value area and we just range here some more. Yeah. So that's kind of what I'm possibly looking for first. Fall back into this range. If we go to the higher time frames, yeah, you pretty much have the price being held above this expansion candle. So I think the sign of weakness is going to be a medium time frame close underneath this candle here. That's the same on the 12-hour chart, and it's the same on the 1-hour chart. It's into a 1-hour order block, but I don't think I want to see a close underneath that wick. I don't think that would look good. I think that's your dividing line. That wick there. And that would be closing into this high volume candle here. So you don't really want to see price closing back into that candle, to be honest with you, because it's got such a large amount of volume in that candle that if people are long and they haven't taken profit, then as soon as the price starts kind of coming down, then they'll start closing their positions, you know, because a lot of people are longing for the moon. Most people are longing for the moon. Most people are not taking profit on small moves. So in most people's mind, when you're looking at the higher time frame, people are entering at 47, 46, 45,000, but they're aiming for 100. So they don't necessarily take enough profit when they get moves like this, and then as soon as the price comes back, they're underwater and they have to close their positions or they get liquidated. That's kind of how it is. Let me have a look at this. Maybe there's maybe something going on here at the moment. It's very subjective, but I think it's a lot easier to just go with these horizontal ranges, and I think I definitely think that this is the sign of weakness that we're looking for. Kind of fall back into the value area, kind of, then just kind of, yeah, then you're forming some kind of head and shoulders. That I don't know about the timings, but the idea is the same. You're falling back, you're finding support on the point of control, you're going up, and then you're coming back down, and you're forming some kind of head and shoulders formation, topping pattern. Good morning, Marve. Marve is saying, once Bitcoin reaches 50k, the goal will be 100. I don't think there'll be much big sell-off events. Well, there might not be, but you always have to prepare for the price to go up, and you always have to prepare for the price to go down. So it's just about being prepared. And if I'm looking at the higher time frame on the index, let me see. We've come back into the golden pocket. We've back tested it as support. So there is a major resistance line. I'll show you a bit higher up. We are into this midpoint of this bull market channel. And then even if we do go up, we have the midpoint of this previous bull market channel there. So there are levels of resistance above us, and there is also a previous value area high as well. So even though there might not be like significant selling, there is resistance, there is resistance. It is possible to sell back into this range. Like we'd go up, and I think that is possible. I don't know what you think, but I think everything is possible. That's the thing. Like the last 2 Sundays, Marve is saying, we're downers for Bitcoin. This Sunday is much growth. I'm all in, and with my 10% gains, I'm confident. 10%, huh? You could leverage that. We have a nice pivot here. Look, you could put your invalidation there, and you can leverage to the max and go for it. That would be 37,000. I don't recommend it, but you could. I think it's always possible for this pivot to be taken out before we have a rally. I took your 11 a.m. low position. Maybe look. This one here. Well, we're above this range value area high. And as long as we hold above this value area, it is very possible that today we squeeze up. We only have to get past this point here. That's 49,000. And then you have to see what happens. Do we get a Do we squeeze or do we fall back? Yeah, that's going to be what decides the next week. If we squeeze and find support here, that would be amazing. I'm totally up. I'm totally okay with that, because then the alts will start rallying. I don't think Bitcoin is just going to pump. I think if we squeeze, then there's going to be a little bit of a consolidation period. I mean, who knows? But squeeze up and then just consolidate here. That would be very healthy. Because what you want is you want people to take their profit. You want the price to stay above the previous high. That's what you want. And so naturally, you don't want, what we don't want is we don't want people to take profit into the squeeze and pull the price back down. That's going to be a swing failure. Yeah, that's what you don't want. So we'll see. We'll see what happens when we get past this high, and then we'll decide. We'll be able to decide. But this is not bullish behavior, this. And also, we haven't done it yet. So I think it will happen though, looking at the price action. I don't see why we don't take that high. It's only $600 above us. Marve is saying Friday was Chinese New Year and Monday is Monday Valentine's? Shit. That's tomorrow. Oh, you mean Wednesday? Oh man. What does that mean? Does that mean lovers are going to buy their girlfriend's Bitcoin? I don't know. I don't see why we don't take this high at the moment. Like we're pushing. So I did a short. I got invalidated, and I'm not going to take another short. My next short is going to be a sign of weakness, which I'm not seeing. I think this is a level to see what happens. If the price squeezes up, then this level has to hold a support. That's really important. And I really think we need a squeeze today. I really think that. So that's the level. Let me squeeze up. Consolidate here. For continuation. Yeah. But then I would expect a consolidation period above the previous high. I don't think it would make any sense for us to come back underneath this level, squeeze up, consolidate. This is a failed auction. Yeah, so just be aware of that. So even if that happens, as soon as the price starts coming back underneath the previous high, that's a failed auction. That's not bullish. Yeah, that's bearish. And so just be aware of that. If that happens, be prepared for that and take your profits. If you get a failed auction, you're going to get people shorting. Yeah. And then we're heading down. So if we squeeze up, I will be looking to short this higher level swing failure. And there's also a higher time frame weekly level as well. These daily levels are below us. That's fine. All right. So there's a few areas of interest for shorting. And if we do some kind of fib extension, it's basically that swing failure is my level of interest, actually. I will be looking to short that. There. We'll see. That will be above 50,000. And then I think we might get a little bit of a consolidation range here. Yeah, if we do squeeze up, then we're probably consolidating here for a while before the price decides to take the next move. And again, like I said, it'll probably go up. Consolidation above a previous high is bullish, but always be prepared for a failed auction. Yeah, that's always possible. Not probable, but possible. I don't really see anything else. And so what I was looking at yesterday was the possibility of us still being. So the question is this: when it comes to Elliott waves, I'm wondering if we're in the 3 already. Like, I'm wondering if this was the one for a 2 and we're in the 3 now. And I'm also wondering if we've had the 1, that's the 1, and this is the 3. The 3 is just beginning. This is the 3. So the 3 of 3. And I think if we do go up now, then possibly we are in the 3 right now. And the 3 is going to be the most bullish one. And it's probably going to be the most expansive one as well. And I'm just thinking to myself, if I do a trend-based, roughly I'll do a trend-based. Yeah, we should easily get to the all-time high. And if we extend, then basically that's the limit of your extension. My batteries. Yeah. Charger wasn't plugged. David is saying, still bearish div. Marve is saying, yesterday I fell asleep, halving my stake and lost some gains in the early hours of the day. Sorry to hear that. It's going to be really bullish if we make a new high now. It's like a V-shaped recovery. This is like a V-shape. This whole thing. It's going to be super bullish. I think you will, like, you're going to get a lot of volume come in as soon as we break this high now, and if we hold. Let me do this a bit more accurately to see what the trend-based numbers are. Yeah, we already hit the 1-to-1. Let me try it on Bybit. And keep those two. Get rid of that, that's fine. Don't need it. Let me put an alert on this. Trend-based fib. Sorry. Right. Yeah, so we're above the 1-to-1 now, actually, on Bybit. Look at this. So actually this is ultra bullish, and I see that that's holding as, it was holding as resistance here and here, and we finally broke through it yesterday, and now we're trading above it. So I think that's easily going to be your that's going to be your early warning sign for a sign of weakness, getting back underneath this line, because that's your trend based 1-to-1. And I'm actually now imagining, possibly because of the price action that I'm seeing, that this is the 1, this is the 2, and we're actually in the 3 right now. That's what I'm thinking. Yeah. And we haven't, like, I think a lot of people maybe think that we're in the wave 1, and they were expecting a wave 2 consolidation. I'm actually thinking that the 1 is already completed and the 2 is already completed, and now we're just in the 3. Yeah. That's what I'm imagining right now. So a lot of people might be waiting for a 2 consolidation, but we've already had it. Yeah. A, B, C. And so this could be this might have been the wave 1. Let's just do it from there again. To here. To there. Somewhere here. For like an A, B, C down to here. Something like that. What color? It's too green. Marve is saying it's also about wiring the level and not having the peaks like last month, going too high and dropping back down. So that was the 1. Maybe this is the 2. And maybe we're in the 3 now. And how would I do a target? Let me try this. This lines up perfectly, huh? These fibs lines up really nicely. From this 2 to 1 to 2 here, it lines up with this one here. There's a lot of alignment. So there. Maybe there. The hell, what's happened to my mouse? There it is. Mouse is going crazy. The hell? My mouse is like not working. 1-to-1 would be up to the 1.61. That would be I'm not sure about this, but we have our targets. I don't know. I don't know if this is gonna. We have a lot of confluence at these levels, huh? Look, these fibs line up perfectly. These trend-based fibs, and I've done them from different pivots. One is from this pivot to this pivot to this pivot, and the other one is from this pivot to this pivot to this pivot. Yeah, and look, there's a perfect alignment here, here, and here on the fibs. So I'm getting, I think we're in the 3 right now. I just think we just have to take the high now and consolidate above this high. Once that happens, then a lot of volume is going to start coming in, because that would basically invalidate the bearish Elliott wave count that's still in play technically. Marve saying my strategy is the return of confidence and attraction to the new strong results. I don't know what that means. All right. I don't think there's a trade at the moment. I think let's see what happens. I don't know what to say. I think it looks bullish. I think it looks really bullish. That being said, let me just group these. There's EW. That being said, the weekly candle closes today, and I don't like this close. I just don't. Yeah, I think closing underneath this wick is actually bearish. Yeah, I think we need to take it out now, and we need to close higher up now. Like that needs to happen today. I think it's very possible that as soon as this closes, if we don't close above this previous wick, that we just sell into that. That's like a sell-off for the beginning of next week, and then we have to see where the liquidity is. I think that would be, if we don't take this high today, that would be very weird, because it's not far. We're only about 1.4% away from that high. It's only about, in the scheme of things, it's only $646 away. Yeah, so if we don't take that high by the end of tonight, then I will just short the weekly candle basically, and I'll put my invalidation above there. That's my trade plan. If we don't take that high tonight, I will short the weekly candle, the weekly close, and I'll just put my invalidation there. I think that's a really easy trade. Honestly, I think it's worth risking 1% for that. If you're wrong, you lose your 1%, and it will squeeze up tomorrow morning. It's not a big deal. But if you're right, then you could, this weekly candle could retrace all the way back down to any one of these wicks, but probably the 50%, probably down to this wick here. So it will look really bearish. Actually, it will start to look bearish again. And so it's very possible that the weekly candle, you get market buys on that weekly candle and push it up. Very possible. And then you have to see if there's a squeeze or if there's a swing failure, because that's also possible. It's also possible you swing failure and the price comes back down. But I think it's very weird that the price wouldn't squeeze today. Like, look at it. It's ready to squeeze, huh? Look. It's ready to squeeze. You're ready to push up and squeeze. So I want to see that happen today. If I don't see it happen today, I think it's really weird. So I'll be willing to take a short then. Right. So that's my trade plan. If we don't squeeze today, I will short and put my invalidation above there. If we do squeeze, I will short an SFP. And if we don't get an SFP, I'll be looking to short the higher SFP, basically. And then if we squeeze, then I'm looking to long these lows for a consolidation range. I'll just be looking to trade the range above this previous high. That's kind of what I'll be looking to do for the next couple of weeks if we go up. But I mean, it may just continue. If we squeeze, it may just push, because you might just get volume coming in. So naturally, if we squeeze up like that, you'll be looking to long there. You have a really easy invalidation because you're not expecting the price to come back down. And then if you do, you have a failed auction. So there's a lot of things. There's a lot of like potentially easy trades coming just because we're at a very decisive point. And you just have to see how the price behaves. And you've got about 4 different options right now, 4 different possibilities. You're going to have a swing failure, that's one. You're going to have a squeeze to consolidate above here for continuation. You're going to have a squeeze to consolidate here for a failed auction. Or you're going to have a real crazy squeeze. And then you'll still have the same thing. You'll still have consolidation, but at least you have a potential of a short there. A bit higher up. So 3 possibilities with the possibility of a short in the first instance and the higher swing failure level up here. And that's it really. That's you've got like 4 possible trades on the table. This is after a squeeze. We've got a long. A short would be a swing failure pattern of this local high or this high. That's a swing failure. You have a failed auction. A failed auction, you need the price to consolidate for a while before it comes back down underneath the swing failure line, and then you could take the first like back test. That would be a different kind of trade. That's a failed auction trade, so you need to see that first. And then obviously I'm also looking for potentially a swing failure up there as well, and that will be just back down to this previous high level. So you're looking at potentially 3 shorts. The long that you're looking for is for the price to squeeze up and then come back to this previous high to find support. That's what you're looking for. So you're looking for the price to squeeze up and then come back down to find support, and then you can long. Yeah, you wouldn't long now because you're still longing into the possibility of a swing failure, and you don't have an invalidation. You need an invalidation in any trade, and at the moment we don't have one. So you have a few possible trades right now. It's quite easy to see what's going to happen because we're at a very decisive point in the price action. I wouldn't be in a rush to short because the price action is so bullish. And I think it's more likely that you long the back test. The most probable trade is probably this long on the back test of this previous high, and if it fails, then you're into either an SFP or a failed auction. Yeah, SFP would happen quite fast. So if it doesn't happen fast, then you're probably looking at more of a failed auction. Yeah. And actually with an SFP, you don't really want it to be in this above this previous high for a long period of time. You want it to kind of go up and come back down really quickly. Yeah. And actually it would be a lot better with an SFP is, let me just put all of this into a group. Trades. What you really want to see is some kind of reversal pattern here. You know, like I'm not seeing any reversal candles at the moment, like really bearish reversals. I'm not seeing that. So ideally that's what you want. You want like a really bearish reversal. And at the moment I'm not seeing any bearish reversal in the candle formations. And so that will give you confidence with a swing failure. Right now the behavior of these candles are very bullish candle behavior. So just bear that in mind. And then the other short that I will be doing probably is if the weekly candle closes without taking that high, I'll probably short, because it's a really easy invalidation, and it'll be easy to know if I'm wrong. Yeah. And actually you don't even need to risk 1% for that trade, because if you're right, if we don't take that high by the weekly close, you have a really easy invalidation. You can risk much less, and you are expecting it to go down. Like it's a really lucrative trade, that is, if we don't take that high. And if you get stopped out, you get stopped out. So you have a really easy invalidation. The idea is that why would you not take the high now? Like you would, right? But I don't know why. But maybe, you know, that's the thing, you know, shorts need to load up and then the price can squeeze up. So maybe that's what is going to happen, you know. People are going to short and the price is still going to squeeze up. It could be a trap. That's why you don't risk much. CCI is a leading indicator, and I can see that there's a weekly trend line break in the highs here. I'll show you. See that? Draw a straight line on these 2 points. It looks like it's about to break to the upside. That's very bullish to see that. So just bear that in mind. I'm not seeing any bearish divergences on the MACD. I'm seeing healthy price action, healthy MACD at the moment. Let me have a look at the other time frames. Yeah, we look on the 3-day chart. This is another CCI trendline break to the upside. That's very bullish. So I'm seeing bullish CCI trendline breaks to the upside. The daily actually formed a ghost pattern here before it started to go up, and now it's finally rallying. I'm not seeing any bearish divergences on these indicators at the moment. So just that's something to bear in mind. And then I'm going to quickly have a look at exo charts to see if I see anything. Nope. I don't see anything. Slight bearish divergences, slight see higher CVD, lower price. That's the previous high made. Hold on a second. Sorry about that. Got a phone call. There is some bearish divergences from last night. So you see the CBD's up and the price is lower. What high is that? All right, so actually you could swing failure just that high, just for a scalp, possibly. Let me have a look at that now. It's I don't know if it's worth it, but you're basically looking to scalp this high. I don't know if it's worth it, to be honest with you. I don't know if it's worth shorting right now. I don't think I would bother. I'd rather wait for weakness. I wouldn't just blindly short this CVD right now, to be honest with you. No way. I would just wait. I don't think there's any need to short right now because I can't see any weakness in the price action. So I would just bear that in mind, but I wouldn't basically act on it because there is some bearish CVD, but all that means is that a big limit longs in the highs. Someone is taking profit here. Yeah, I don't know why. I don't understand. Because the price action is so bullish. They could just wait for a swing failure or take profit up here. Why not take profit up here? I don't know. I can't tell you why this is happening. But someone is limit selling right now. All right. We'll have to see how that plays out. Any questions? Anyone? There's 5 viewers, hey? That's cool. Welcome. If you're new, welcome. Any questions on Bitcoin? No questions.